Hi, I'm Mike from Vintage Tool Shop and Heritage Saws, and we thought we'd give you all a bit of a tour of our workshop. So welcome, come on in. Okay, over here we've got Heritage Saws, works in progress. These ones here, just about finished, getting close to going out into the wild. And we've got the various components there that we're working on at the moment. And if you look over here, you can see there's a few interesting planes from our personal collection just in there, and a few users. And most of the work when we're working on the saws is done here on our workbenches. Workbenches set up for my height. I don't want to bend my back. I want to just be able to work on things. I don't generally use vices like that because most of our work is done here like so. So we're working at that height, not so much like a joiner working down at a lower height. Yeah, here's a big surface plate. We use that for sanding our handles flat. Put sandpaper on there, sand it off, works a treat. And you can see this thing here, our bench hook doe's foot. That's our own pattern, so that we can work on odd shaped bits of timber. If we want to work on that and plane that, it'll hold it without clamping the timber. So it works very, very well. All odd shaped bits of timber, I want to work on that, and then I don't get vice bite, so jaw bite. So that's a handy thing. Saw doctor's anvil. We've got our swiveling, tilting vise, which is very handy for working on handles. So yeah, we use that one all the time. Cool old Aussie made wall down drill, and we use that one for drilling our handle bolts only. So it's a good old thing, runs like a treat, nice and smooth. Yeah. And if you look over here, here's our timber stash. So that's a whole lot of really highly figured Australian and some exotic timbers from our suppliers, which just get us the best stuff. So that's all seasoning there. It's all weighed and dated, so we make sure it's dry before we use it. Milling machine, we use that for slitting our handles and also for milling out the initial start of the mortise in the handle slot. All of the mortises have to be eased because the spines, once folded, are not rectangular, and I'll show you that a bit later. New arrival, a giant saw vise, which is pretty cool. We can do a 28-inch rib saw in one pass. Here's our fly press for stamping our name on the saw backs, 6 ton. It's a good thing, made in Australia, John Hine. We've got a little bandsaw here for cutting our brass backs, so it's got a brass cutting blade in it. So that one, it works really well having a bandsaw with a dedicated brass blade and one with a wood blade. You don't have to keep swapping the blades all the time, makes it nice and easy. This drill press we use mainly for the donkey work, for drilling out the handle radius holes, and yeah, so that's used for that. That's our handle cutting bandsaw. It's got a scroll blade in it for doing tight curves. It's a good old thing. We're pretty happy with that. Sander. And that one there is handy for sanding our handles. And then over here, we've got an old Aussie made wall down bench grinder, which we use for buffing our tools and also for polishing brass and stuff like that. Yeah, thanks for looking. And over here we've got our torment grinder, a water cooled grinder, slow speed, very good for sharpening chisels, plane blades, that sort of stuff. An assortment of diamond stones. Diamond stones we only use for flattening. We don't actually use for sharpening. So we just use these for flattening the backs, and then we go to washitas, hard arcs for putting a nice edge on the tools. And so yeah, here you have it. And this drill here is what we use for drilling the saw plates. It's a nice Miller's Falls drill. It's got an inox stainless steel drilling bit in it, and it's very good for drilling the plates. You actually don't burn out the drill bits, and it drills like a charm. And yeah, so I'll just say thanks for looking, and if anyone wants to see anything else in detail, shoot us a DM or leave a comment. We're happy to show you more. Thanks.